What's up? Welcome to Shred the Debt. The podcast cuts through confusion and empowers you to take control of your financial future. Whether you're buried in student loans, battling credit card balances, or just tired of living paycheck to paycheck, well, you're in the right place. Each week, we bring you real strategies, inspiring stories, and expert insights to help you shred your debt and build the life you deserve. Are you ready to take action? Subscribe now, share this episode with someone who needs it, and join the movement to destroy debt for good. No BS, no judgment, just real talk and real results. Let's get to work. I'm Mike Boone, and I'm your host, and this week we're going to be doing a little bit of a reflection. Reflection from last week's show where we talked about muda, the 7 types of waste. So the muda, that's a Japanese term. And this week I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about another Japanese term. We opened the book on the Toyota production system last time, and I wanted to just go over some quick and easy things that we can apply from the manufacturing world to our home life or to our financial struggles, or the financial train that we're on, trying to get out of debt and do certain things, and had a lot of interesting emails come to me regarding muda. We'll get into that in a second, but I did want to share another term with you guys. It is Kaizen, and Kaizen is a Japanese term that is continuous improvement. That is what it means. And when we look at continuous improvement, we can apply this to all areas of our lives, whether it be our work lives or it be our personal lives, personal relationships that we have with people. Could be our professional relationships that we have with people as well. And it could definitely be applied to your financial situation. So if we're looking at Kaizen, we want to Kaizen, we want to do something, we want to do an improvement. We could say, we're going to Kaizen our budget, okay? And as we get into these emails this week, I'm going to tell you guys it's all going to go back. I'm reading through these, and I'll read some of these on the air in just a moment. But when I'm reading through these, it's screaming step one, budget. A lot of these questions that are being asked are could answer themselves if we just had a budget, if we knew where our money was going, if we knew how much money we had coming in, and we knew how much money we were going out. It's time and time again. I say debt is a simple math problem, right? It is a negative number, and we have to see how many positive numbers we can add to it before it's either zero or positive instead of negative. So let's get right into it. I want to discuss some of these emails here that we got. So let me find the first one here. This was, let's see. All right. So we have Sarah. We have Sarah in Columbus, Ohio. And the subject is still thinking about that elephant. I knew someone was going to have something to say about that analogy. So the message here says, "Hey Mike, your point about overprocessing really stuck with me, especially the eating an elephant analogy. I've been trying to overhaul my entire financial life in one weekend, and of course, I burn out and quit. I get that I shouldn't try to swallow the whole elephant at once, but how do you figure out that first bite? I feel like I'm wasting energy doing things out of order or doing more than I need to. Is there a way to simplify the process so I'm improving without overwhelming myself?" Well, Sarah, good thing that you asked. Yes. So overprocessing is more or less just overthinking, and when you overthink this thing, you're going to get confused and you're going to get burnt out really quick. Now, the reference to I think the reference I made to the eating an elephant, it does apply to this. But I was talking about when people are taking and they want to consolidate their debt into into one debt. They think they're winning, and but then when you start paying every month, if you're paying less than you were on 3 bills a month, when you're paying one, you're thinking that you're winning, but really you're not. And then that those 3 smaller bills turn into one large one, and then when you're throwing $200 or $300 out of at 5,000 every month, it becomes a huge elephant very quickly that you're very sick of eating. And the same thing, you can apply this with overprocessing. If you're looking at trying to wrangle up your debt, and you're trying to find out where all of your money's going, you have to take it back to step one, and that is the simplicity of a budget. You really need to know where your money's going, and you have to stop adding to it. So you have to stop adding to the debt, right? So if you're using a credit card that you're trying to pay a credit card balance on, it's kind of counterintuitive if you're paying on the front side and then you continue to add to it. So my recommendation would be to get rid of it, or at least hide it, or do something. Don't carry it. Don't have it in your Apple Wallet to where you can use it, and don't get into a situation to where you need it. I know that there's emergency situations that people get into, but a lot of times, I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm gonna say that it's safe to say a lot of emergencies that we get into could probably be prevented. If we have a blowout on our tire, was it just random, or have we been needing tires for 6 or 7 months, or did our engine lock up in our car and we have to replace the engine with a credit card, but we haven't changed the oil in it in 3 years? I don't know what it is, what the percentage is, but we want to do the best that we can, and to manage what we can manage. Now, there's going to be things in life that are just going to come at us unexpectedly, and a lot of times we're not prepared financially for those things. However, what is in your control is to manage what you make and manage what you spend monthly. And that's not overwhelming. That's just a simple write down. I mean, I send the Excel spreadsheet that I have that I use a budget. I send it to somebody at least twice a week. And, I guess they're getting benefit out of it. I don't hear back from them. But sometimes I get some more questions. But it's really simple, and it's so simple. It's just plugging in your monthly income, and then plugging in your bills. And then at the end of it, you have money left over, or you're applying everything to your debts. So that's the easiest thing. So it's not you don't have to overthink it. It's really easy, and I'm not trying to gaslight you, and I'm not trying to oversimplify the process. But at the same time, you have to be able to just take control of it. Say, hey, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to do it. So if you're looking at trying to get into overhauling your financial life, okay, you have to know how much money you're bringing in and how much money you're spending. And once you figure that in, then you can key in on certain areas that maybe you can reduce or cut out. So, Sarah, I appreciate that question and your email, and we will move on to Marcus in Denver, Colorado. Subject here is fixing the same mistakes over and over. Mike, I realized I'm constantly dealing with defects in my finances. Overdraft fees, missed payments, wrong auto draft dates, you name it. I'm always fixing something I messed up last month. How do you break the cycle of rework? I feel like I'm wasting time and money patching the same holes instead of actually moving forward. All right, Marcus, I don't know that I've ever used this term on the air, but I use it in my everyday life a lot. And you can separate people in 2 categories: moppers and plumbers. And if you think about this for a second, you'll understand where I'm going. A mopper is someone who just repetitively does the same thing over and over again. Let's say if you were to go to work and you see a wet spot on the floor. First thing that you're going to want to do is mop it up. Okay? Well, after the first or second day that you come in and you see this same wet spot in the floor, then if you continually think that's okay and you just continuously mop it every day and you don't ask any questions, you're a mopper. If you go in the second and third day and it's wet and you're like, hey, where is this water coming from? Why is this floor wet? You start asking those questions, now you're a plumber, all right? The short part of that is you want to be a plumber, okay? You don't want to be a mopper. So if you're having these same problems every week or every month, you've got the mopper mindset, man. You've got to get rid of the mopper mindset. You have to get rid of these defects, and the defects are going to get rid of themselves by identifying them. If you know that you have a problem, which it sounds like you know, that's the first part of it, is being able to identify the problem. So I know that you're not a mopper because you know that this is wrong. And what I would encourage you to do, as far as the overdraft fees and that stuff, is you have to know what you're spending. And just like the previous email there with Sarah, you have to have a budget. And if you don't know how much money you're spending, then you're blind, man. You're living blind. And it's a transaction, right? No, Marcus, if you have kids or not. I don't have kids myself, but I would say that you could look at this as a transaction of, like, if you were to take your child to school every day. That's a transaction, right? It's something that you're doing every day and you're aware of where your child is going. If you take your child to a friend's house, if you take your child somewhere, and I'm not just listen to where I'm going as far as it being a transaction. I'm not comparing children to money or saying that they're transactional like that. I'm saying that that's something that we care about. We care about our children. We care about our finances. Both are very important in our daily lives. But we have to care for our finances the same as we care for our children. We can't be careless. If we just open the door and like 3 blocks from the school, okay, see you this evening, or whatever. We have to make sure that that's what we're doing, and that's kind of what it sounds like you're doing with money. Is you're just throwing it out there and you're just letting it do its thing and hoping that it works, and we can't do that. So the best thing to do is to get control over it, and you're going to get control over it by implementing a budget. And if you have a budget, you'll stop with the defects. You'll stop with missing payments, the overdrafts. Nobody wants to do that stuff, man. It's hard enough to keep the money that the government keeps from us anyway, with taxes and all this other stuff. So, we're paying a lot of stuff that we have to pay. We shouldn't give more of our money away by, overdraft fees and wrong auto draft dates. I don't even know what that means, but the missed payments. What I found that worked for me is I took and I tried to get $1,000. I wanted $1,000 in my checking account at all times. And what that did was that gave me a buffer to where I could put all my bills on auto pay. So all my bills now, except for my house payment, is on auto pay. So I don't even know when it comes out. I don't know when it comes out. I know it's in my budget, and I work for my budget. So now I don't even have to worry because I have that buffer. It's been really helpful. And the way that I did that was I took all 12 months of like my utilities, and I know that there's different, amounts in January versus June or September or whatever for electric or gas, and the usage is a little different. So you could take an average. So if you take an average, you're going to be in a better position to know what it is per month, because you're going to have a couple of months that are going to be less, and you're probably going to have a few that are going to be more. But they're not going to be crazy more, because you're accounting for the majority of it in your average. So if you have a base amount in your checking, a buffer, so to speak, and this buffer allows you to set up your auto draft dates, and I don't even know that you don't set up your auto draft date. You would set up auto bill pay, and then I think it's either at the end of the month. They tell you when they're going to take the money out. Like with my cell phone bill, they tell you, and then a lot of times if you set up with auto pay, they give you a discount. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I think my cell phone gives me a $10 a month discount just because I have auto pay, and it's helpful. Now sometimes it'll freak you out because it'll come out and you won't be realizing that you have $120 come out of for your electric bill, but then you're like, oh, whew, I have this buffer, right? So it's not like you're down to your last $25 in your checking account and then $150 hits for your electric bill. So that's what I would do. Try to break this cycle of rework is have a buffer. It's like in manufacturing. If we were to relate this back to manufacturing, we have orders. Okay, so we have what we would call buffer and safety stock. Now the buffer is for fluctuations in orders. So sometimes, let's say they ordered 10 things this week, and then they ordered 10, and then next week they ordered, maybe the next time they ordered 15. Well, you would have a buffer that would allow you to pull that extra 5 to do that, and that would be kind of the same thing with the bill pay, having that average. So that's your buffer, and then safety, of course, that's an emergency. So that's like, let's say it's super cold for 2 weeks straight, and then you have your electric bill, your average is $120, and then you get your electric bill and it's $300. Right, so that would be safety, and that's all this stuff is like, it's manufacturing tools that I'm trying to roll out into your finances and into your everyday life that will be beneficial to you, that you may have never heard of if you've never been in the manufacturing world. So that's how you would break that cycle. So I hope that helps you, but you've got to get a budget, man. Get a budget, get a buffer, get these bills on auto pay when you can. And I don't want to set you up for failure, because you have to have the budget and you have to have the buffer before you can just go and start putting these in here, or you're going to continue down the wrong path and you're going to continue to have these overdraft fees. So get rid of that. All right. So next we're going to go to Tasha. Tasha's in Brooklyn, New York, and subject here is my finances feel like a treasure hunt. It sounds kind of cool, but let's see what she says. Love the episode. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Tasha, for those kind words. When you talked about motion waste, all the searching, digging, and scrambling, I felt exposed. I spend so much time hunting for password statements, tax docs, even my login information. Where do you even start when your financial workspace is a mess? I want to get organized, but I don't want to spend weeks doing it. Okay, well, the simplest thing to do is to, just like all this stuff is running together, just like with Marcus. Tasha, if you can get a buffer and get your like, I don't even know, like I don't do statements anymore. I get them every month, but like, let's just face it, we don't balance checkbooks anymore, or maybe I'm the last guy in the world that does. Even from a young age, when I had the little paper thing, my mother ever listened to this show and heard me say that, I'm pretty sure she already knows. I was checking my balance by going to the ATM, right? And that was back 20 years ago. So I know that the our finance situation, as far as money coming out of our account, it's pretty legit. It's almost immediate. We're not waiting for checks to clear and all this stuff for the most part anymore. But the easiest thing to do is just clean up the clutter. If you want to have if you want to keep your passwords, keep it on your notes on your phone or something. You can you can just standardize things. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's standardization, and I mean that's another manufacturing thing. Standardize. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the Japanese term of 5S of basically cleaning and keeping your workspace and everything clean. But short of doing that, as far as your passwords and statements and all that stuff, just keep a folder for it. If it's physical, keep a folder. Keep it in a folder. And if you get a tax document or whatever, throw it in the folder. At the end of the year, you have everything there to do. It's just basic organization that'll keep your workspace out of disarray. So get organized. And I'm gonna tell you, get a budget. That's I think that's going to be the key of the day. It's just every one of these emails I'm going to say, get a budget. Start with a budget. Find out where your money's going, and then just get rid of the clutter. Tasha, that's going to be what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to get rid of the clutter. If you have problems with passwords and logins, which we all have that. If it's a personal computer, I just have it saved my login every time I go into something. I just save, and it saves my login. I go back to it later on. It's there. It helps me. Now, if you want to have it on and then they have this thing now. I need to change gears. It's the same thing, but you can log in with a pass key. So then a lot of these apps that we have now, or a lot of these web pages that we have now, you can log in with your phone. So once you set up a pass key, you just use your camera, take a photo of it. It uses your face recognition. It does on the iPhone anyway. And you can just use a pass key and log in that way. So that's what I would encourage you to look into. And I think that'll help you. So next we will go to, I'm going to do two more. We were pretty saturated with some emails. I'm glad. I was really passionate about talking about, I like talking about manufacturing stuff and applying it to everyday life. I think it's pretty awesome. So I was pretty passionate about Muda and the waste. So next we have Daniel. Daniel's in Boise, Idaho. And subject is, waiting is my worst enemy. Mike, I'm the king of waiting. All right. I wait to switch insurance, wait to cancel subscriptions, wait to negotiate bills. And it costs me money every month. How do you build momentum when you're stuck in the waiting Muda for years? I want to change it, but I don't know how to start without getting overwhelmed. Well, okay. Let's put our boots on, and let's tie them up real tight, and let's get to kicking. Because what you're going to do here, Daniel, is you're going to stop today. You've already identified the problem that you have here. I mean, you're halfway home, man. Let's see. It says, build momentum. You're stuck in the waiting mood for years. Why are you waiting for years, man? You know this is a problem. So let's just start. Let's break it down. Switch insurance. Wait to switch insurance. I'm going to tell you something about insurance. I'm going to tell everybody listening as far as insurance. Whatever car insurance you have right now, if you have car insurance, home insurance, whatever insurance you have, I would encourage you every year to just put your feelers out and price check it. And if you can do that, I think you're going to save yourself some money. It may not be this year, but it may be next year, and it may be hundreds of dollars every 6 months or however you're paying it. I have found that I have gone to a different company and then check it again next year, and then I end up going back to the company that I had prior. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't make the rules, but it is my money, and I'm not a huge fan of insurance companies. I don't know. They give me the ick, but you have to have it, right? So it's a requirement that you have to have it. So it's one of those necessary evils. But I would look at switching. If you have to think, it's like it's like if you were refinancing something, right? You wouldn't go from 3% to 2% or 3% to 2.5. I mean, sometimes it makes sense to change, and then sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's more of a hassle for me to try to change this versus just paying it. But then next year, if my insurance goes up, and then I try to have like a $200 or $300. If somebody can save me $200 or $300 every 6 months, that's $600 a year. I'm changing. I don't care. I'm not loyal to any insurance company. I never will be, and you should not be either. So don't be afraid to be like, well, my granddaddy, he had this insurance for 75 years or whatever. That's fine. It's your granddaddy, but I would at least shop insurance annually. And going to the next thing here, Daniel, cancel subscriptions. Just look at what you're being charged for. We talked about this last time too. All these subscriptions, TV's a racket. We have one show we like on this subscription, one show on this. Get with your family, get with your friends. Who can you share from? It's a survival, man. We're all in survival mode here. And I don't know, maybe I'll get in trouble for saying, hey, we should all share subscriptions. I don't know, but if I pay for a subscription and I could have 5 people on that subscription or that account, then it shouldn't matter if the 5 people are in my home or if those 5 TVs are in my home or if they're somewhere else. It shouldn't matter, right? And I'll die on that hill. So if you're looking at your subscriptions, look at what you're not using, and if you have 5 and you could live with 3, cancel 2. Just do it today. Pick up the phone today. Pick up your bank statement. Look at what you're being charged for, and see if you really need that. Do you really need Amazon Prime? Do you really need Apple Music? Do you need Amazon Music? Do you need Spotify? I mean, I don't know how much music are we listening to that we need. And I'm not saying that about you, Daniel. I have no idea what your subscriptions are, but there's people out here that have all of those, and you're listening to the same stuff. So what is it about one that is better than the other, right? I don't care what you do. I want you to win, but in order for you to win, you're going to have to start making some choices that are going to be uncomfortable for a little bit until like, you know what? He was right. I'm saving $25 a month, and I'm not really even missing that. So that's what you're going to do. Stop waiting to cancel the subscriptions. Do it today. As far as negotiating bills, I don't know how you're doing that. But anyway, that's okay. So there again, Daniel, let's have a budget. Have a budget, start a budget, find out where your money's going, find out how much money you have, where it's going, and then see what you can get rid of and eliminate it. It's like inventory. Another form of waste, right? Get rid of it. Stop it. Stop waiting and get rid of the waste. All right, thank you for that, Daniel. Next, we're going to go to Perry. Perry is in San Jose, California. And the subject is, I keep buying tools I don't use. Your episode made me realize I'm guilty of overproduction. Okay? But in digital form. I buy budgeting apps, spreadsheets, templates, courses, and I don't use any of them. Okay, well, all right, that can be a problem. How do you stop creating more solutions than you actually need? And how do you pick one system and stick with it? Well, Perry, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to relate this to something I don't know too terribly much about, but it's going to be relationships. Okay, so let's say you're guilty of overproduction. I'm going to say you're guilty. This is just me just talking outside the box here. And I'm going to relate it to dating in today's society, I would say. So overproduction. I'm gonna say overproduction is a waste, absolutely. So is dating like 7 people. Okay, there are people out here that are doing that, and so they're dating multiple people, and that's like having multiple spreadsheets, templates, courses, apps. You're having all these things, and you're trying to decide which one's the best one, right? Well, if you purchased 3 or 4 of these things, or you've gone out with 3 or 4 of these people, at some point you're going to say, hey, you know what? This one I think is best for what I'm looking for, or what I'm looking to, this person, hey, this person likes pickleball, or this person has good morals, or this person likes the same kind of food that I like, and we just laugh and cut up, and it's like we just click, right? That is the same as finding a budgeting app that works for you. They're not all the same. I'll tell you, they're not. Now they all have common things, but the usages are a little different, and how they're set up are a little different. And that's kind of how people are. So just like with dating, what you're going to find is you're going to find the one that makes the most sense, and that's the one that you're going to pursue, and that's the one you're going to learn more about, and that's the one you're going to continue to grow and understand and be familiar with. Okay, if you're doing that, and you're doing that across 5 different templates, man, you're gonna be overwhelmed, and you're gonna be overproduced. Okay, you're creating waste, because what you're wasting is you're wasting everybody's time. And with this situation, with you having spreadsheets and templates and courses and apps, you're wasting your time. So what I would encourage you to do is find the one that makes the most sense, is the best fitting for you, and grow with it. Stop shopping. Okay. And that would be, and if any of you are doing that with your dating life, it's the same. It'll work the same. Stop. Find the person that makes you happy, and the happiest, that you want to get to know more, and learn and learn and learn and grow, and create something super special. Stop shopping. That's what you have to do. Same thing here. It's stop shopping, man. Find the spreadsheet. If you want to just use the simple one, I'll send you one. Spread the debt. I don't even know what my email is anymore. shredthedebt@gmail.com. And I'll send it to you. But that's what you have to do, man. You have to stop. You have to find out what works for you, and then just crush it. But a budget that's key. And you can do it with a spreadsheet. You don't have to spend money, and that's the craziest thing, is that you don't have to spend money. And a lot of these have a trial period, 30 days or 60 days or something. I think when I bought Monarch, I think it was $50. It was half price, but it was for the entire year, and it works well for me. And I'm not trying to tell you that they're the best, but that's what I used, and it seems like it's pretty good. I like it more for the reporting than I do for the actual monthly budget, because a simple spreadsheet will do the same thing. So, Perry, I hope that helps you. Thanks for the email. I'm going to wrap it up this week. I mean, that was a pretty cool episode to work and to read through these emails. I'm glad we're getting out. It looks like we're coast to coast, all the way out to California this time, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just as an overview from today. We're back to basics, and we're just looking at starting at square one on all these things to get rid of your waste. If you start at the front end, and you fix the front end, or you identify the areas, you're going to eliminate the waste. So that's the cool thing about Kaizen. And another thing with Kaizen, when I was talking, I think it was on the last show, I was saying, like, hey, Toyota, they help other manufacturers, and I know people were like, why would they do that? Why would they help a competitor? Well, it's because of Kaizen. The things that they are teaching and the things that they are helping. Well, they're helping someone that's way far behind where they've already been. So they're already ahead. They continue to continuously improve their processes, and that's how your budget is. Your budget it's a living document. The more money that you begin to make and you put into your budget, the more fun you can have, because a lot of your bills are going to be the same. And then once you start paying down your debts, you're going to have more fun money. You're going to have money to do other things with. And that's the cool thing about it. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. I appreciate all the emails that we get every week. Appreciate the financial coaching that we're able to provide to you guys. And if anyone has any interest in that, you can definitely reach out to us. Reach out to us for anything. If we think we're doing a good job, if you think there's something that we're missing, I'm gonna try to be more focused on this show and going forward and make more time for it and be an asset to you guys and be an ally for you guys to continue to work on your debt. So I appreciate each and every one of you all. So thanks for tuning in to Shred the Debt, where financial freedom isn't a dream, it's a plan. If today's episode has helped you take one step closer to crushing your debt, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, rate it, leave a review. You want more tools, tips, and motivation? Follow us on social media and join the Shred the Debt community. We're out there on the YouTube, and I'm gonna try to start doing some stuff on TikTok. I guess I'm gonna have to put my hat on backwards. I'm about 15 years younger or something, so I can be all in with the cool club. But we'll do it. And like I say, guys, I appreciate you. If there's anything that you guys have questions about, send me an email, shredthedebt@gmail.com, and I'll get to you as quickly as I can. So until next time, keep pushing, keep planning, keep shredding. You've got this. I'm Mike Boone. We'll see you next time.